Julius Malema is a known fighter for freedom in South Africa. He is a South African, and all Julius Malema does is to ensure that there's African unity. Like a lot of people that love him, they talk about his Pan-African, mentality. He thinks right. He's somebody that loves every African. He loves all Africans to be together, to speak in one voice. And then somebody commented in one comment section and said that Julius Malema is fighting for the good of Africans. But my question is, why don't some South Africans like him? And most people are saying, one South African said, because he doesn't fight for South Africans, he fights for other Africans. So they are feeling unsafe with Julius Malema, thinking that because he's saying that all Africans we should live together in peace and harmony, they think that he's supporting them against them. But I feel that is not the aim, or that's not what Julius Malema is fighting for. I think what he's trying to do is to ensure that if an African man, like if a South African goes to Zimbabwe, they will love themselves, they will know that they are brothers, as against always fighting them and telling them they don't want them in their country. So now, if you push out everybody from your country, and most of you do not have the skills these Zimbabweans have, these Nigerians have, these Ethiopians have, and Chinese and all that, how do you intend? Because you're asking all these foreigners to leave. How do you intend to run your economy? Because it's not everything. You guys cannot do everything. You can be self-sufficient, but there are some people who are expatriates that will still come to your country to work there. You have the Chinese people, but we've never seen them say the Chinese should leave. So what Julius Malema is doing is that he's tired of seeing the white South Africans taking over all the hectares of lands and keeping it to themselves. So, and that is why he's going out there to fight for South Africans to say, no, the blacks also have a say. The blacks should have a say. And he's saying that most of the blacks are not even supporting Julius Malema. They are thinking that what the other people are doing while the white is dominating South Africa, they love it. So Julius Malema should leave them alone. Some have said that Julius Malema can never be president. And sometimes it's wrong to say somebody can never be president because you are not God. And the person can even be president before you even know it. These things happen. It's God who orchestrates all things. So I feel that if Julius Malema is trying to unite Africa, it shouldn't be a bad thing, right? It shouldn't be a bad thing because Zimbabweans are very loving people. So why are they pursuing Zimbabwean out of South Africa? Could it be that is because Zimbabweans are taking over the jobs according to what they speculated, that Zimbabweans, Nigerians, and some other African countries are taking away their jobs? Okay, if Zimbabweans leave your country, Nigerians leave your country, are these jobs going to be given to you, or are they still going to be given to the white South Africans? So these are the questions that I've been begging for answers, and a lot of people want to know. So the case still boils down. When Julius Malema saw what happened to Chidinma, he said and condemned it, that it is wrong, because what kind of love are you showing? What love are you showing to your African brother? That why do we fight? Why do South Africans, black South Africans, fight their fellow black brothers as against them always answering to the whites who have dominated their area? Julius Malema has been in the forefront of saying the black South Africans should have a say, and he fights for the unity of Africa, and also saying that all those lands and properties that the white South Africans have taken to become theirs, that they should be sharing things equally, not to sideline the black South Africans and make the whites to be inheriting all the things, that in a home they should be fair hearing and fair sharing. So most people who do not understand the fight Julius Malema is fighting felt that Julius Malema is fighting to bring other African countries to come and take away all that belongs to them. But that is not exactly what Julius Malema is fighting for. Julius Malema is fighting for a good cause. He's fighting for a better South Africa. He's fighting for a good, communal living, where the whites are not seen as superior over the blacks. He's fighting for equity. He's fighting for fairness. That's what Julius Malema is fighting for. The Zimbabweans love Julius Malema so much, and hence people have said that Julius Malema's mother is from Zimbabwe. Nobody had been able to really say if it's actually true that Julius Malema's mother is Zimbabwean. While some have argued that if Nigerians love Julius Malema, he should better go. They don't want him. He should go and be in Nigeria and help them fight for African unity from Nigeria. But if you look at the whole thing, the South Africans, the black South Africans, have not been so good or have not been so kind in their words towards Zimbabweans and Nigerians. So my question is, I can't even remember the third country they mentioned, because I was on the comment section and I saw where somebody wrote that Julius Malema should go and unite these countries in their countries. I mentioned the three countries, but I can't remember the last one. But Zimbabwe and Nigeria had always been in the forefront of their rejection. They don't want them in South Africa, that they are making South Africa to turn out to be an abandoned place and all that. But some South Africans have said that if they are fighting Julius Malema, fighting Chidinma, and asking Zimbabweans and Nigerians to leave their country, what about these same white South Africans who keep stopping them from entering places in their own country? There she mentioned that in 2001 or 2021, I don't know, there was a riot. Those of you who are from South Africa will be able to tell the riot. There was a riot, and the whites were not allowing them to enter a particular estate, asking them what they were doing there. They said they live there because of their color of skin. So in all, Julius Malema is trying to see how you can live in South Africa and be at peace and be happy, as against you having to live like a visitor in your own country. So I think basically that's just why Julius Malema is fighting for the cause, not because he doesn't like South Africans, not because he wants other people to come live rent-free, not because he wants other people to take over what belongs to you in South Africa. All he's trying to do is to ensure that he brings all your belongings to be shared equally amongst. I feel that Julius Malema should be applauded, because for a man who is fighting for the whole of Africa, his own is, he said Africa should unite. But South Africans have pushed him away to say, stop telling us about Africa unity. Go, you can never be president. Go and go out in those countries that have received you to stay there to fight. You are not fully South African. So apparently, some people who are benefiting from the wrong corrupt practices going on in South Africa have sold a wrong narrative to some South Africans, telling them that Julius Malema is not fully South Africa, just so that they will not make him president. And for those who have said that Julius Malema can never be president, just never say never, because you might just be eating your words back. So Julius Malema is a full-blown South African, and he has come to stay. And nobody can, throw him out of his own fatherland. So some people are saying Julius Malema does not even know who his father is, and that is why they suspect that he's not full South African. Why do you need to go low, so low, to bring down a man who God has lifted? Now, some may have said because he's supporting other African countries. Don't you want to have a leader who would embrace everybody? Do you want to have a leader who will choose the white over you? Do you want to have a leader who cannot fight for you, who believes that white supremacy is the ultimate? I think Julius Malema is an icon and someone you should celebrate as South Africans. That is just the little advice I can give in this matter, because I know a lot of people love Julius Malema and what he stands for. See African brothers, your black African brothers, as your brothers. and not as your enemy. Julius Malema is a great man, and may God bless him and make him a president.